Hello and welcome back to Kuja Nation, where we bring you all things TCG. My name's Preston, and today we're talking about the news. And so many cards for OP07 are coming out, and quite a few leaks happened. But also we got some news on the official websites. We are starting to talk about OP07 like pre-release events and release events. And in Japan, they are going to get the Hody promo, as well as the promo pack 6 as their participation with the really cool Dawn, which kind of looks like an inverse of the Ultimate deck that came out, 3 captains. Anyways, we got the 3 promos here, and we're not going to tell you what they do just yet because they're going to come back around in just a second. But also, it's going to come back around right now. Pre-release OP06 for the US is getting a promo Roar Zoro as their participation, which is banished. We've seen that before, I believe. And then going back to this method where we get 2 cards per pack in the pre-release with the stamp, pretty standard for pre-releases here. And then the winner is going to be a full art with the pre-release winner for the Zoro promo 45. And then, oh, I thought it was this one. I guess it's Store Tournament 6. Yeah, Store Tournament 6 is where it's coming. So these, I believe, are all reprints. So our next promo pack is going to be the same as what the current event in Japan is. So that's interesting. I wonder if Japan's about to roll over into a new promo pack. But these are all reprints. And we've seen them, and they look like all OP03 reprints, which is interesting. Of course, Kaya, one of the best blue cards in the game. And then winner pack, 1 card per pack. We are getting alt arts, which are basically the same art with a additional color of the same art in the background. And I believe these might be foil, which doesn't happen very often for winner cards from what I've seen. And then judge packs. The last thing here is Pirate Party 6. We're getting the Hody in the Pirate Party 6, so an additional promo, which is the same promo that Japan's getting, which is interesting. So I'm guessing they're about to roll over into a new promo, and we'll look forward to reviewing that when it comes out. Alright, now on to our card reviews. There's quite a few, so we'll get through them as fast as possible. We'll start off with Tanaka-san. Red character, 3 cost 3k power, film Gran Turismo. Blocker. Trigger, play this card. So there's a lot of Gran Turismo cards coming out in this set. I think they're leading up to having most likely a Gran Turismo leader. I'm guessing it would be purple red as well, but that's kind of weird because we already have Uta for that film. So we'll have to see what happens. Maybe it's going to be red and we'll disregard the purple film stuff from the starter deck that came out. But there's a lot of film Gran Turismo cards, so I'm interested to see if they're going to have a leader come out to work with these characters, or if it's just going to be part of like this side archetype that's coming out. Next up, Aladdin. Green character, 5 cost 6k power, Merfolk, Sun Pirates. Blocker. On KO, if your leader has Fishman type, play a 3 cost or lower Fishman or Merfolk type character from your hand. I think this might be the captain of the Sun Pirates, if I remember correctly. If not, let me know in the comments. A blocker that brings out another character is quite nice. That's a really cool idea. I believe the only Fishman leader we have is Arlong, I think. So an Arlong, already green-yellow, has a triggering effect. Being able to bring out more Fishman is going to be nice. It should give the deck some flow, but as a 5 cost, I feel like that might be coming a little bit late. I would like to see maybe a couple more characters that have some type of similar effect. Maybe on KO brings out a 1 or less, or even a higher cost that brings out a 5 or less, so that you have more cards hitting the field. Maybe have some fun spam like abilities to get characters on board, which is pretty interesting. Next up, we got Salome. Blue character, 1 cost, 2k power, animal, Kuja Pirates. 1k counter. On play, your turn on play, up to one of your Boa Hancock characters, maybe just names, it doesn't say character specifically. One of your Boa Hancock gain 2,000 power for the turn. So it'll be interesting to see if they're including characters here or if it's just any Boa, because giving your leader an extra 2k would be pretty cool. Gives it enough power to get over our 6k leaders without much effort, or even just adding an extra Dawn to make them have to work for the defense. And if it's just the characters, we have quite a few of them, and generally they have a good power level, so we could be getting some nice like Salome spam where you get +9 or something like that. Or not +9, +4, making it 9 for your leader or whatever. It's an interesting card. I don't know how relevant it will be, because even cards like the Big Mom Pirates that give like keyword traits, I don't remember them getting a lot of play. Especially now when giving like Double Strike or Banish is still quite an aggressive thing. Having to pay to get that out, there's other things you can do, but at 1 cost it might be worth it. We'll have to see what other like Kuja Pirate stuff comes out, and if it makes sense to just boost your boas and swing boa all day. We'll have to see. Next up, Vinsmoke Sanji, purple character, 1 cost, 0 power, Germa country, Vinsmoke family, 1k counter. On play, Dom -1. If your leader has Vinsmoke family type, draw 1 card. So this might be the first purple Sanji that I can think of for Vinsmoke family. Dom -1, draw a card. I feel like that's pretty good for 1 cost with counter. Obviously there's better draw cards like Kaya. We just saw an alt art coming for Kaya. So is the -1 Dawn worth the card in hand? I feel like the Reiju deck is already pretty tight as is, so I don't know if this finds a place unless there is a Raid Suit Sanji coming as well that you can use this card to get to. But just before I draw 1, I'm not sure how people will feel about it. I'm kind of feeling mixed about it because it's a Dawn on board, and if you don't have the ramp to get it back, you're just setting yourself back, and there should be better draw cards, especially with Reiju being blue-purple. Yeah, it is a cute little Sanji card though, so I hope we get maybe a Raid Suit that works off of it, and that would make it way more playable. Next up, Spandam black character, 3 cost, 4k power, CP0, 1k counter. On play, the top 2 cards of your deck into your trash, and give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost for the turn. 3 cost, trash 2, -2. I'm wondering if the Sakazuki players have a better move than this. I feel like what they already have, even now, back in OP05, is more efficient. But if it's a CP0 searchable, it might have its relevance because it will help narrow down the cards that you need to play to run that deck. Like you might not have to go as wide in your archetypes and just play CP with the Sakazuki, or this might fit well into the Lucci leader, but I didn't like that leader anyway, so I'm just always going to be thinking about Sakazuki until it gets a nerf or something, because it's so good right now. But yeah, is a top trashing 2 cards from the top of your deck for a -2 or a 3 cost worth it, or is there better cards to play at 3 costs that will give you a bigger benefit? I feel like their events are actually better than the Spandam. Moving on. Karina, red character, 3 cost, 0 power, film, Gran Tureso, 1k counter, blocker. On play, give up to one of your opponent's characters -2k power for the turn. So, another film Gran Tureso card. I feel like we're getting something Gran Turismo soon. I really don't like blockers with 0 power. They're going to be really easy to clear with red cards. Being a 3 cost, it should be pretty easy to clear with black. So it just feels awkward of a card. Giving -2k for the turn is not bad, and it's to an opponent's character, so you can set up for clear with this card. But if I just said Spandam isn't ideal for me in my head with a 3 cost 4k power, this 3 cost 0 power feels really weak to me. Is the -2k worth it in the film deck? I haven't looked at the red purple Uta deck to see if it plays off of it enough, or if we're going to need a Gran Turismo like Searcher and stuff like that to play in other red decks so that you get the utility that Gran Turismo Pirates are bringing, but in other red decks to kind of like have that sub archetype that will help your main archetype. Nonetheless interesting. A blocker we have, Shirahoshi I think is a 0 cost blocker in a different set, so very interesting like path that we're going with these cards. Next up, Portuguese de Ace, blue character, 5 cost, 6k power, Whitebeard Pirates, 1k counter. Blocker. On play, draw 2 cards, then return 2 cards from your hand to the top or bottom of your deck in any order. That's pretty cool. It's on par with blue cards. Draw 2. It's not even a discard 2, which is nice because they have to send it to the bottom of your deck or Nami just gets infinitely better. But if the card effect is choose top or bottom of your deck to place those, basically you're getting a draw 2 and then you know what you're drawing for the next 2 turns if you need those cards back in your hand. 5 cost, 6k power, blue Whitebeard Pirate. Kind of annoying. Unless they have planned a blue Whitebeard leader, not Whitebeard character, but Whitebeard type leader, like a Marco or Jozu or something like that. Then this would make sense, but right now this has no place in the world. It's just a good card for blue decks to play. I hope we get some support for this ace because that's a pretty good effect to be able to draw 2 and then ditch 2 to the bottom of your deck. Next up, it looks like a reveal for some stuff that they're trying to keep secret. Everything's in Japanese, so from what I remember reading, this is an alt art boa, obviously, in the bottom right hand corner with the effect and card number hidden. And I don't remember if it said that this is an OP07 card that we haven't seen yet, or if it's a reprint of something or a promo. No idea where it's coming from. But more boas, so that Salome is going to be more relevant, giving this boa more power. And then we see 2 Dawn cards. I believe what I remember from this is they're going to be 2 Dawn cards in OP07 that you can pull. I could be misremembering, and these could be anything else. But if I'm remembering correctly, that's what these 2 cards are. Let me know in the comments if I messed up this page entirely. But with that being said, there were some card leaks. We got a few more cards to talk about, and we will jump right into the next one. This is Boa Sandersona. Blue character, 3 cost, 3k power, Kuja Pirates, 2k counter. On play, if you have 2 or more characters in play with Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirate type, return up to one of your opponent's cost 3 or less characters to its owner's hand. So this seems like it's working well with the archetype currently. It's a 2k counter, and there's so few cards in the game, I can't imagine for Kuja Pirates that it doesn't get play. And then when we look closer at the card, the background's super cool with all of the snakes in the background with the glowing eyes. Super cool art. And it also looks like the actual drawing could be colored manga art. So if it's not, the artist did a great job making this feel like it was a manga panel. And if it is a manga panel, We always love Oda art here. What else is there here? Returning a card, doing normal blue stuff. So it's staying on type. We'll have to see if there's enough force there. When I say that, let's look at the next card here. Boa Marigold, blue character, 5 cost, 6k power, Kuja Pirates, 1k counter. On play, if you have 2 or more characters in play with Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type, place up to 1 cost 2 or less character onto the bottom of its owner's deck. So more removal. Blue loves to remove stuff. It loves to send stuff to the bottom of your deck. And obviously we see the water stamp on here at Card Game Leaks. Thank you for leaking these 2 Amazon Lily Kuja Pirate cards for us to review. When I see Amazon Lily in that, I can only think that everyone on Amazon Lily is going to be a Kuja Pirate. I don't know how many cards aren't going to be Kuja Pirates from this archetype that aren't from Amazon Lily, except for possibly getting a Luffy that is Amazon Lily. So I would guess that we will have an Amazon Lily Luffy. I think it's a pretty decent prediction considering the cards that we're getting. A blue Luffy, we've seen him before. We'll see him again. Moving on to another leak here. This water stamp is much harder to read. If you can read it, shout out to these guys. I think it says One Piece Card Dawn, but it's so light I can't see it. But thank you for the leak. Jewelry Bonney, green character, 5 cost, 6k power, supernovas, Bonney Pirates, 1k counter. On play, up to one of your opponent's rested characters or Dawn do not become active during their next refresh phase. So this is similar to the leader effect, but as a character, so you could do it multiple times, being able to stop a single Dawn from resetting. If you're able to get this consistently towards the end game, they're not playing 10 cost characters anymore, which is kind of crazy. But also being able to stop a character from coming active again can be quite powerful to stop a big attacker from ending the game. So if they have one less attacker that they think they have, you play this card, they have less advantage that next turn, you don't kill it, it stays on board, and they have no way to reactivate it. That might give you the extra turn you need to survive. Same thing with Dawn. If they need to play 10 cost cards to win, I've seen a lot of 10 cost Kaidos hitting the board on Twitter recently. So if they can't do that, even for a single turn, they don't get that advantage they expected to get, and you can run away with that that advantage that you gain from it. So I think this is good. It has counter, so it's not going to be stuck in your hand at the end of the game. And you can always play it at the end of the game to really throw off your opponent. And then the last leak we got is an alt art Bonney leader. And of course they're throwing the Kuma in the background so that any player that is caught up will lose just from the crying fit that they will go through after seeing this leader hit the board. That is everything we have. Let me know what you think about OP07 and how it's coming so far. Are you excited to see more Kuja Pirates, or are you looking forward to getting some Bonney Pirates for this green deck? Or even Supernovas. Are you excited to get some more Supernovas, maybe a green Blackbeard or something like that? Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to get more One Piece TCG content, hit that subscribe. And until next time, peace.